My lovers, welcome to my channel and welcome to another Candlewax reading. Okay, I know you guys love these. So what I'm also going to do in this reading, I'm also going to light a candle to get an overall message, and I'm going to interpret the results in the extended. So let me light this candle now and set it so it can start burning. Okay. Okay, that's nice and bright there. That's a lot of energy. All right, so let's put it in. So our only intention with this candle is to get a message. It could be a message about you. It could be a message about your partnership. I'll interpret it as both. That thing almost out, right, and just made a comeback. Somebody's making a comeback, okay? Maybe after a period of feeling very, very low about themselves. Could be you, could be someone. Or it could be your triumph. You know, sometimes we think we're down and out and, you know, that it's just we've started a new journey, you know? It's death and rebirth. But that candle almost went out. And to burn it evenly. Okay, that should be enough for it to be stabilized. And hopefully that's it. Okay. All right, so that's all our candle for the message. Now, so most of you guys know how this works. I have different candles symbolizing different aspects of self. And usually this is a reading about your connected other. But if I find out any messages that come for you, I will also bring these messages through. Now, the first thing that I want you guys to know about this, especially about your person, is that they're in a lot of turmoil right now. And the reason why I know this is this. Now, guys, I use the same type of candles every time. It's the same supplier and everything. But it's the first time that most of these candles are warped. They weren't warped when I bought them. This is the one that I use for the root chakra. And you can see, right? You can see how warped that is. One. This is the one that I use for the heart. Okay. And I got this new one for the headspace. You know, usually I use a white candle. And it's the same warped, same bent energy there. The only ones that were not bent or warped is the candle that I'm going to use for third eye and crown chakra, or the intuitive aspect, and the sacral chakra. That's the only two that aren't warped. So what I'm getting with this is that your person, their heart is in turmoil, their finances in turmoil, their community is in turmoil, their finances, their home is in turmoil, their mind is in turmoil. But the only thing that they know for sure is one, that they have an intuitive connection with you and that they're very sexually attracted to you. In terms of their feelings, they don't know where to take this, what to make of. Some of them don't know what to make of it, but they definitely know that this is a spiritual connection. What action they're going to take, they're not sure, but they know that they're meant to take some kind of action here and that they're meant to create something with you. So I said, let me just point that out right from the onset. So whatever comes through about your person, maybe about yourself, if we need any clarification, we will take it to the extended, but I just want to show you those candles. So let me bring this closer so that you'll also be able to see. Maybe I should lift this a bit higher so you can look down into the calabash with me, because you are also a reader, right? Okay, so hopefully that angle is a little better for you to look down into the calabash. If I need to adjust it, maybe I can bring it closer. Right, so you and I have beautiful vantage point, and I'll just bring these closer here. So let's start, as we always do, with the intuitive aspect, the crown chakra. Let's see what's happening here. I'll put this closer as well. Okay, so that's a nice and bright flame there. Okay, so that's very much alive. Oh, I'm gonna get burnt by this flame. Somebody's burnt by a flame. All right, so what is the message that's coming through? I think this is about your person, okay? I was trying to make it about you as well, but this is about your person. They're getting, and maybe it's you. Maybe you guys are definitely more aligned at this time, because what I'm getting is loads of downloads. Loads of downloads about this connection, about the path, and about the past. This is what I'm getting. For some of you, it's downloads about the path forward and what happened in the past. Your person's just finally making sense of it all. I'm going to make this about your person because that's the messages that are coming through. Sorry. Okay, so things are starting to finally gel, okay? And it came through piece by piece, drip by drip, but they're finally making sense of it all. Things are starting to coalesce in their mind about what is meant to take place here and who you are to them. I think the downloads are coming hard and fast, and it's kind of overwhelming, and they're not telling anybody about this. No one. Not their confidant, not their family members, and even in their waking or their conscious moments when they are working or anything like that, they're not acknowledging it. But in the back of their mind, things are starting to take form, take shape, and lay a foundation. Okay, so you see that solid foundation that's forming in the back of the mind there. So there's a lot happening in their subconscious, and a lot that they're not showing. I still think that this person is wearing the proverbial mask, and I also see a big divide. Let me see if I can get a candle closer so you can see a big divide between their public self, okay, their public self, and in fact their public self, okay, their public persona. They may present themselves as very scattered and trivial. They might be partying, drinking, engaging in those kind of superficialities, but in the background something is taking root, okay? And maybe we can ask about that. So I have to remember to write that down. What is taking root in the back of their mind? There's this foundation that's growing. For some of them, can I say it? They're in touch with their guides. They're in touch with their guides. Because they're showing me some of them doing, you know, those meet your guide meditations. That's why I said medication. Some of them were recently ill. This is what I'm getting. Some of them were recently ill. And during those moments, I think they had a lot of spiritual experiences with their guides. And this is what's creating this big change that we're seeing here. This is what has really triggered their awakening and triggering all these things that are happening to them. And it's because they were unguarded and they were open, and because they were so receptive, all these things that happen, but they're keeping this to themselves. And thanks for that confirmation, right? They're keeping this to themselves. They've been getting those messages, those notifications, but they're not telling anyone. They're not telling you. They're not telling anyone around them. But they are a lot more spiritually aware than you think. Let me turn the candle over. I am getting as well that they're getting a lot of spiritual protection right now, because you see how this forms like a kind of cowl or shade. A lot of spiritual protection right now as they're going through this process, as they sit there in their healing cave, and a lot of rejuvenation coming to them. They're being re-energized by spirit. And I think as much as they are afraid, because that's what the word I'm getting, they're kind of afraid by the thing, they're kind of fearful of the things that are happening to them. It's also very exciting because this person was beginning to become very bored with life. But it's like this has cracked open a new aspect of self that they are eager to explore, to discover. It's something new, it's something fresh, and it's something engaging. It's like a new era for a person, a new way of being. That's what I'm getting with that. Okay. Yeah, look in there, in that little cave. I'm getting as well that a lot of the things that they believed in. Oh, okay, I'm going to say that just now. A lot of the things that they believed in, especially in terms of religion and spirituality, are falling away. Specifically, the message I'm getting, you see how this thing has formed a kind of flap. You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of the umbrella of protection theory or law, or whatever you want to call it. I can't really remember what is his bloody name. It's not somebody I want to know anyway. He's the one that proposed that the natural order of things is God sends the messages or the downloads through man. So God is the umbrella, then man, masculine energy, and then under masculine energy's umbrella is feminine energy, and then children. That's the natural order of things, this guy says, in a household. Okay, so the masculine receives a message, interprets it for the family unit. Okay, so they are above the feminine and of course more closer to God, right? Interprets it and then passes it along to the feminine energy, whose only role really is to support the masculine and to take care of the children. Hello, I'm just repeating. Okay, so you can read more about that. It's I can't remember the exact name, but you just type in umbrella theory in religion and you're gonna see it. But you know, so it was, I don't know what it was meant to do. It's not even right in if we even look at the Bible anyway, because nobody's supposed to be having that intermediary relationship between you and God. But anyway, it paved the way for a lot of abuse of feminine energy in the past. And even the person who suggested this, he was prosecuted for abusing children and women. I think some sort of sexual abuse charges, that kind of thing. So I think a lot of this is falling away. You see, it's falling away and collapsing for a person. So it was just part, of that whole patriarchal ideology that a lot of people bought into and a lot of women bought into. A lot of women and still buy into. Some people still don't buy into masculine and feminine energy as equal. They still buy, yes, thanks. They still buy into that, man, head of the household and interpreter of the law and the downloads. But this is something that's collapsing and your person's releasing this, okay, from their psyche, from their consciousness. And they're laying a new foundation for their religious and spiritual beliefs. This is what I'm getting with this, okay? And it's something that was floating around in their 5D awareness for a long time. I don't think it's just happening just now, but it's finally your person grounding this energy, and not just grounding it for themselves, but also grounding it for the family that they grew up in. This is what I'm getting. Okay, so this is something that's being released, but there's something new, a new paradigm that they're grounding for their soul group. I'm not getting anything else with this candle, so I think we can switch. Okay, so let me just out this. And I put it into my little daddy cup. My daddy's favorite cup. gosh, I don't want any wax on my feet. Okay. Okay, I don't want to forget the question. And I've forgotten it already, quite frankly. I think it was, what's this new idea that they're grounding? I don't know. I'll watch it back. Or awareness. I'll watch it back. I can't even remember. I was just trying to let the thoughts flow. Okay. So let's go into the headspace. So intuitively, we know what's happening with them. Let's see what's going on with the headspace here. Good Lord, it doesn't even want to light. Okay, let's be patient. I was just about to say, if it didn't light that time, I would take that as a message. But I am getting that your person is spending less time getting caught up in their headspace than they usually are. You know, this candle is always the one that's always on fire. I'm always very energetic. Your person overthinking all the time. But I'm not getting that. In fact, most of their thoughts are very much connected to the spiritual downloads that they're getting. This is where what's occupying their mind. Okay, trying to integrate the truths that are being downloaded through their psyche. So this is what they're concentrating on right now. The integration of the truths that they're getting. And how to project themselves or present themselves as a more authentic version of who they are and what their newfound belief system looks like. So even in their workplace, your person is changing, and I think people are noticing it. Okay, they're revealing more and more of their authentic self. There's some people that don't like this at all, but your person is in I don't give a fuck mode. They're really trusting in themselves, trusting in the downloads that they're getting because it's making sense to them. I think before, your person might have been very much stuck in duality, you know. Inside, they were one person, and then outside is a totally different self, a facade. But now they integrated the inner with the outer for more authentic expression of self. I'm also getting that they're sharing these thoughts with their wider community. So I don't think they're sharing their spiritual ideas, but they're getting a lot more comfortable with speaking up about their ideas, not their religious beliefs yet. I don't get that, but certainly their ideas, defending themselves, speaking truths, and whilst that might be rubbing some people the wrong way, for the people who are truly genuine in their life, it's creating a new foundation. And this also extends to you. So your person, okay, so that's why the candle was warped. Yes, thanks. So your person, it's forming a little heart shape now. Your person, this candle is warped not because of there's some kind of discombobulation or anything like that. It's because they're becoming more flexible in their thought processes. I think you might have been dealing with someone who was very much black and white, okay? Good and bad, you're right, I'm wrong, that kind of thing. But now they're allowing for different realities to exist for different people, becoming a lot more tolerant. And it's because they know and appreciate themselves a lot more, so they're able to appreciate people. They're downloading new truths about love, because I see a heart shape is forming here, okay? And it's because this person's loving themselves and loving their imperfections. I think this person had a very harsh inner critic. It may not have seemed like that to you, But that's what I'm getting. A very harsh inner critic. So harsh that they felt that they had to be somebody else. They didn't have that acceptance of self. But now there's a lot of self-love that they're grounding. And it's radiating out. Very much, they're reminding me of that article where they were talking about that the heart is infinitely more smarter and a lot more complex than the brain. Okay. And because your person's now releasing some of that negative thinking and overthinking and really dropping into their heart space, they're showing me it radiating out into the different communities or soul groups that your person's in touch with. So at work, they're grounding this energy. In their family circle, they're grounding this energy. So as your person steps more fully into self-love and self-expression, they're grounding it in every single circle that they are connected with. They're spreading their light. They're spreading their joy. They're grounding a lot of healing for other persons in their life right now. I'm going to ask when we get into the extended, who's most affected by these changes in your person or your DM. But I'm not getting anything else with that card. Ooh, hot wax. Oh my God. That was not a good idea. Okay. Let's see who is most affected by DM's energy. Okay. Let's see the heart space. Okay, I'm going to be using this pink one. Again, another kind of warped or bent candle. So let's have a look. And that heart just lit up immediately. Oops. Gosh. Okay, let's see what's going on with this heart space. They're keeping their feelings close to their chest because notice not a drop of wax in the water. Okay, there it is. It's now starting. They're keeping their feelings to themselves. Okay. Wow. But I'm looking at the shadows in the water and a lot of them look like stars. They're doing a lot of heart healing very quietly. Okay. Yeah. They're thinking a lot about the past. And they're thinking a lot about how they misjudged you. And not just you, quite frankly. I'm getting other relationships as well. Okay? Other love relationships. They're looking at those love relationships with fresh eyes. And they're realizing their own, thank you, their own contribution and taking accountability for some of this, the dysfunction that happened there. They're also realizing that their thoughts, because I see this candle is kind of overtaking the thoughts here. They're realizing that their thoughts and their projections became almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, so your person had this program running in the background. Let's say, for example, that everybody is going to hurt me. Nobody can be trusted. People only want me for money, that kind of thing. Those thoughts manifested those particular relationships. And they're realizing that it's going to take a shift in their consciousness, in their thought patterns, if they want to manifest something new. And I think that's what they're doing. They're really trying to rein in their thought processes and really drop into their heart space. And to do that, they really have to revisit the past and do a lot of forgiveness work. Forgiveness of themselves and forgiveness of the other persons involved. Now, some of them may be aware, but I think that the majority of them aren't aware that a lot of this is a lot of past life stuff, because the candle wax is running back to that purple wax from the intuition. Okay, so they're not realizing that a lot of these things are past life wounding. But a lot of healing is coming through from that 5D to ground in that heart space. I think they're getting a lot of support from the 5D in this heart healing work. Archangel Samuel coming through very strongly. But their heart and their feelings are consuming their thoughts right now. That's why they're not in that overthinking mode, that neurotic kind of mode. This person has dropped into their heart space and they're living a more heart-led life. I think they do get those times when they're very tempted to get back into that overthinking mode, but then they just keep dropping back into their heart space, dropping back into their heart space. And the more they drop back into their heart space and they see the results and they see the different changes that are happening around them, is the more they're able to drop into their heart space. So this is a new way of being for your person, because I think your person was very cerebral before, but now they're very much heart focused. So maybe you can ask what has caused this change, because that heart space is becoming quite a big landmass inside the calabash there. So we'll ask what is bringing about this more heart-led change. What catalyzed that? Okay, that's what we're going to ask. What was the catalyst? Okay. Let's have a look at the sacral chakra. You know, this one is always bright as F. Right? Hey, what's going on there? Guys, this is not the usual sacral. Look at that. It's a tiny flame compared to the others. Look at it. Look. What's happening with this person? And then it's gradually growing brighter. What I'm getting, I'm not getting, wow, look how bright it is now. You know what I got? I saw in my mind the Page of Wands, go into the Knight of Wands, go into the Queen of Wands. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for that confirmation. So I know I'm on the right track. Go into the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Your person is becoming very action oriented, and I think there are several projects that they have going on. I see hands in the calabash now, and this is really lighting up the calabash. Wow. They have their hands in some different pies there, and they're very focused on bringing some creative projects to light. And this is really grounding and healing a lot of their divine feminine energy. Okay. And that's a message I've been getting, that they are healing divine feminine and we are healing divine masculine energy right now. So this is really pushing them into that divine feminine energy. They're nurturing a project and they're seeing it from start to finish. So perhaps let's ask about these projects. You can do that. Okay. But the ideas are coming hard and fast. And that's what happens when you really tap into your intuition, right? All these ideas, when you really release all that overthinking, all these ideas come in from the collective intelligence. And really sometimes you just don't have enough energy to implement all of them. And this is what I'm getting with this. The moment that your person dropped into their heart space and released all that overthinking, okay, is the moment that everything just, it's like a dam burst forth for your person. And it started really small. And I think your person has a lot of ideas in the pipeline. Some of these projects are related to heart healing and relationships. I don't know what that is about. That's just what I saw. For some of the masculines especially, they're doing some reforestation, planting a lot of trees, doing a lot of gardening, I'm getting. Whatever they're doing has to do with a lot of gardening. There's a kind of peace that they find in that energy. Others of them connecting very deeply with animals. But I'm really getting trees. Trees are coming through very heavily for them. But you know, trees always, for me, are synonymous with ancestral spirits. So I'm getting that these ideas that they're getting, they're coming direct from the ancestors. And a lot of that spiritual energy that they would have been sharing around with all and sundry or with karmic energies, they're not doing that anymore. They're focused on expressing themselves through art, through working with nature, through being creative. And your person's a very creative person. They just, were investing their energies in things that didn't serve them. But they've been creative since they were a child. Because I see a child forming here. For some of them, they may be expecting a child. And this is what's really pushing them into that divine feminine energy. But this is also healing their inner child. Doing the things that they love. Doing the things that they may come in hard and fast. Doing the things that they may have been punished for doing as a child. For some of them, they really like turtles. And maybe they move as slow as turtles too. Right? Turtles may be their spirit animal. I'm seeing that. But they're doing things that they love. Let me see, what else am I getting? Yeah, you see some of that candle wax is running back to the intuitive aspect. So, yes, thank you. All these projects are divinely guided. They're absolutely divinely guided. Your person, they're tapped in. They are tapped in. Okay? They are allowing spirit to guide them. They are tapped in. This has nothing to do with the 3D thoughts. No. This is all this that they're doing here is incredibly intuitive. Incredibly intuitive. Very nice. Okay. Let's have a look now at what is happening in their immediate environment, in their home life. Okay, like this thing doesn't want to light at all. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of drama. Whoa, a lot. A lot is happening. Let's have a look. It's tiny, right? A tiny flame. There isn't much energy connected to their home life. I think they have lost the spark. If they're with someone else, they have lost that spark. I think recently there might have been a big blow up, like this big blow up, and then it just, everything kind of just fizzled out. I think your person's working on establishing something new. Okay, and that's what that Tower moment showed your person. There's this card. They showed me this card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Time to go. This is what your person's getting. It's time to go. They've been stuck in a situation that they had no energy for, no spark for a very long time, because that was looking like an anchor a moment ago. Okay. Yeah, I think this is the lowest flame yet, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I can turn it in a different angle. Okay. Oh, there's been a lot of heartbreak in this situation. I see the red running back on that heart chakra. I think, whatever happened here, and it looks like a lot, and we can ask about that, caused a lot of pain. Let's find out what happened. Because it looks like there was a big flare up, and then, this thing just died. Yeah. Your person's heartbroken. There's some sort of big disappointment that happened. Your person found out something. This candle looks like a mouth that's open. Let me see if I can turn it sideways. Oh gosh. Yeah, see? There's a mouth that's open. It looks like, I don't know, there was a big argument, and then the karmic or mother figure or somebody, something just kind of slipped out. But whatever slipped out really hurt your person to the core. They're heartbroken. But it's also given them a new opportunity to co-create something new. Something that's more solid. And again, something that's more heart-led. This candle is hardly lighting up this calabash like before. So I do get, for some of them, they're quite depressed and heartbroken because something didn't work out. They've lost the spark for something. And we're going to find out in the extended what happened here. But it looks like there was a big flare-up, and then, something just, just fizzled out. Because this is the lowest burning candle so far. I'm going to change direction. And this is partly why your person as well is also focusing on their creative projects, because it's also offering them an opportunity to heal and also take their mind off of what's happening in their home life, whether it's the family that they grew up in or if they have a family of their own. They're seeing this as an opportunity to build stability, build their self-esteem, establish something new, be more economically viable. Yeah. Whatever this is that happened, it really cracked open your person's heart. You're wondering, what catalyzed your person really logging in to their intuition. But I think it's this heartbreak. Something didn't work out. Something didn't work out, and this burst your person right open, cracked them right open. And that's why they're allowing All these intuitive, they're cracked open to spirit. They're cracked open to spirit. Whatever happened in their home environment is affecting every aspect of their life, but in a good way, because they're being more intuitive with how they're leading their life. But they're more aware and more conscientious. There's awareness around everything that they're doing. I think your person was just kind of living life without a care as to what were the consequences of their actions, and how it affected others. But this is causing them to be a lot more conscientious about their actions, and how they conduct themselves. Okay, not getting anything else with this card. So I'm going to go into the extended, and we're going to ask the tarot the questions that we have here. If you're not able to join me in the extended, I just want to thank you guys. You know, I am always filled with so much gratitude for what you guys have done for the channel, and the part that you play in the circulation of these messages and the growth of this channel. Some of you guys have been with me for a long time, and I really appreciate you guys. So if you aren't able to join me in the extended, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your comments, cups of coffee, clicking on the ads, everything that you do to make this channel successful. I thank you for that. So join those of you that can join me in extended. We're going to ask these questions. I'm also going to interpret on message candle. Okay, all right, my loves, take care. Bye.